Have I connected all 3 water pumps to power? Yes, I have. Is this running? No, it's not. Why is this on standby? Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to another episode on Satisfactory with me, Spacefish, and welcome back to the assembly lines. As you can hear, the audio issues have finally been resolved, so we're good to go on that once more. Good to hear all the chucking away of our refineries, who are, since the last episode, junking out a whole bunch of plastic and rubber for us for our more advanced products, which we will hopefully be taking on today, setting up some more advanced manufacturing lines in our mega factory, pulling this all over and getting to work on all the things that we do need for phase 3 and for some even more interesting toys than we had before. So I'm very much looking forward to that. We also, as you can see in the upper right hand corner, do have this one milestone still ready to go, which is called industrial manufacturing, for which we will require the plastic and the rubber that we've basically produced, as well as a bunch of motors and a huge ton of cables, which I'll probably have to plunk together or buy myself, unfortunately, given that we don't really have a dedicated cable production line. And we are going to go and take care of that one today as well, in hopes of actually, well, having some more advanced things that we can produce right there. So that is very much on the list as well. But just before we get started on all these things, if you're new around here, and if you happen to enjoy this episode, please make sure to smash that subscribe button right down below. That would mean the absolute world to me. We are currently trying very hard to reach 1,000 subscribers, and every single person truly does help out a ton. With that out of the way though, let me go and actually find out where in the world we are making motors in this ginormous mega factory. I think honestly at this point we need some sort of like signage or something to just kind of indicate where we find what. I'm not sure if that's a thing in Satisfactory. If you know, please let me know down below in the comments. Would be of utmost interest to me, because you know, getting some sort of basic orientation going is pretty essential at this point, I would say. I'm really struggling to keep up with this stuff. I think the motors were kind of pretty much at the very top, or maybe they were here? Nope, that's something totally different. Oh my god, where are we even making motors? I have got no clue. This has become way too complex, hasn't it? Maybe we already went past the motor assembly. Do any of you know where the motors are at? This is like steel beams and encased beams, I remember. Then we have got down there, oh god, oh. What do we have down here? I don't know, frames I think, if I remember correctly. What is this? These are rotors, not motors. But rotors are usually used in motor assembly, so maybe this here is motors. Nope, that is not motors. God, where are the rotors then? Where am I? Maybe rotors are not used for. Oh my god, Jesus Christ, where in the world is this? I am so lost, everybody. Help me out here. Where do we need to go? Is it at the very top, at the very bottom? I have got no clue. This should be reinforced steel plates, so maybe it is like one of the last products we made. I do feel that we used like stators in the motors, and the stators were pretty much at the top, so maybe motors is at the very top of the mega factory. I think we really need some signage. Like, we need to assign floors to this basically, and we need to do like one orientation sign where it just kind of tells us on which floor we find what. Something along those lines, because honestly it's just become quite hard to keep track of things. I mean, this thing is so huge, and traveling along the floors takes so long that actually finding what we want, god, I mean, oh yeah, this is evidently the motors. Okay, we need 100. We don't really have all too many, I have to say. And the issue is we've got some coal here, which we don't need, evidently. Is there anything else that is not all too useful that we could get rid of? Well, I do have 20 motors in my inventory, so I guess what we do is we just fill these 2 stacks up and then we get to go. Okay, That's 3 things from that milestone already checked off, so that's nice. I think this milestone also incorporates some of the new production technology, so we'll quite surely actually need it to make further use of all the plastic and rubber that we have. So good thing that we are tackling this now. Now I do remember that we're making cables, yeah, we're making cables there, but we don't have any sort of backlog, so I think that will end up with me having to plunk these together myself. Now what we can also maybe do, we do, if you remember, have some like copper wire stuff. Let's go and take our little tractor, why not? We've got some copper wire stuff in the base. I was going to say basically, but we do have some copper wire stuff there. And we do always have a very huge backlog of those, so maybe it is an option to go and at least put a basic assembler right there that, you know, can kind of just fill up a container with cables so we have some for the future. In any case, I think I will need to make quite some of these myself now off screen for a minute, but we'll go and find out about that also. God, look at the like the random piles of things we just don't have space for anymore. God. Okay, so these will go in there, that will go in there, and we do have a few cables at least that we can plunk in there. Not enough. I do feel I remember we had some extra cables in our tractor inventory for like the construction of, yeah, for the construction of like the whole pipeline network and the, like the oil pumps and everything. So we do have some surplus there. Not enough, but you know, it's a start, I guess. So am I getting paranoid? I really just felt somebody was running there. What in the world? I think that was like one of the machines moving. Well, that really kind of threw me off for a second. So yeah, I mean here, we've got all these copper wires, right? Now we don't have anything in terms of manufacturing cables. But what I think we can do, if we have the base materials, we should, I hope. We could just like put a little conveyor splitter in here, get rid of all this, and do like some kind of basic assembler right there to make us, well, not assembler, some basic constructor right there to make us cables. And you know what's the good part about it? That assembler requires cables. God. Okay, well that's great. I think we can fix that in a second. First things first, let's go and set up the basic things here. It just makes sense, honestly, to have some on-top cables. We're using these more and more, I feel like, and I mean, in the end, we're using them in the energy grid and everything as well, so makes sense to have some of these. Apparently, we're using them in conveyor splitters as well, which I hadn't even really known up until this point, because we never really have any cable shortages unless things like these pop up. So let's go and make like a few. I should have like ample amounts of copper wires in my inventory. I mean, you can see just how many we have. The good thing is that this feels like it's going a lot faster than it used to, doesn't it? Anyways, that's fine. We've got like 29. That should be an ample amount for getting this stuff running for ourselves. And then we'll have like, or I will at least have like a little someone helping me on this task and the other ones in the future. So that should be very nice indeed. Now let's try and line this up somewhat. We'll go and I guess conveyor belt Mark III this, because that's like my default thing right now. Not like we need it here, but it is what it is. Maybe it makes sense because we've got a splitter and we're pulling these out at 2 different points, but honestly it probably wouldn't have been needed. Anyways though, we'll have a constructor like right around here. It's going to be a bit of a tight squeeze, but it's fine. That constructor gets some of these copper wires, and we'll go to organization, have a basic storage container, put it like somewhere around here. Gonna pull these goods out from there into there, gonna go connect these back up to there. And here go the thingies zooming by to the storage container, and now we have got a nice bit of overhangs here. So then we can go and construct cables in this very constructor, which also kind of requires some power, which is always a bit of a pain point, I would argue. Where are we at in terms of... Oh my god, what is this? What are these fluctuations in the power grid again? Can anybody explain? I'm not liking this. Why is my capacity just going up and down like crazy? I mean, the good thing is... Oh, you know what this... No, I mean... The good thing is, right, that these power spikes don't matter to us that much anymore, because as you can see, we've got our batteries right here, so they always kind of just kick in instead of the entire power grid instantly dying. You can see, though, that these are being drawn upon. And I'm not quite sure if this is like some coal power plants just turning off or something. I really want to investigate that some more in a second, but overall, at least we've got the batteries as a bit of a backup to kind of save us from certain doom, I guess. Now, this thing though, let's go and get that going. He can make some nice amounts of cables for us, and, you know, these will go and stack up. We'll go and check back on that in a second. I will not go off screen just yet to make cables. I will, for the time being, have a little look at this here with you all, because this is indeed quite worrying. You can see right here that these two coal power plants seem to be turned off, which is weird. It's very weird indeed. I'm wondering if they auto turn off and on. You can see that this one was on for like a brief amount of time. Maybe they automatically turn off and on based on the power needs in the system. I could imagine that. I mean, you can see that this coal here is very nicely packed up, so it can certainly not be that. There's no water in the pipe. Why is there no water in the pipe? Why is there no water in that pipe? Didn't we just fix this a while ago? We, like, intentionally put a pump there. Why is there no water in the pipe? There's water in that pipe. It's not reaching that one. I am very confused. I mean, this pump should be pumping this way. I mean, of course. It's not really much water that's in this pipe in general, is it? Like, this one does seem to have sufficient amounts of water. But the thing that's worrying me is that the others don't. So why is there so little water in the system? If we look at the fluid buffer, you can see that this one's not full at all, while the other one's probably full to the brink. Yeah, so something must be wrong with our water supplies right here. We've got a decent flow in, honestly. 260 M3 a minute. Flowing into that fluid buffer. There goes the fill rate. It's filling up. And then it drops. Oh, wow. Then it drops to 0. Okay, something is wrong here. I'm not sure what is. Maybe it's the pumps itself having some sort of issue. Because this thing, the flow rate, honestly looks decent to me. It doesn't here. But, like, can that really be? I mean, if the flow rate temporarily reaches the 270, it should be able to kind of reach that overall, right? So, I don't know, we've got some issues with the power here. I think we need to check this. We do have at least these batteries to keep us safe here for the time being, so we shouldn't have any imminent outages. But if the flow rate is jumpy like that, there must be some sort of reason to this. You can see here just how it fluctuates. This one stays stable. Like, this makes no sense. I'm not sure why that would be. It cannot be the outflow, can it? Like, these pipes are all filled to the brink. And if they are filled to the brink, I mean, we've spanned so many pumps around here too, right? Like, this is all so full with water. I cannot imagine it's this. But the question is, if it's not this, what in the world is the issue? These pipes are not quite that full. Which is worrying, to say the least. These are mega empty. Oh god. Ah! No! Good thing there's a belt here. Not the best time to fall off, not the worst time either. So these pipes are mega empty. So the issue... maybe we need another pump here. These pipes here seem to be quite full with water. So maybe it is that that incline is too much and we need a second pump. No, these are also empty. Okay, I'm really getting worried here. What in the world is going on? Sorry, I guess we are today taking care of some power grid issues. Wasn't really the plan, but if something like this comes to mind, you know, I don't think we want to have the same thing all over again when we try like 3 episodes in a row to fix these things. We may as well, you know, take care of things ahead of time. So what in the world is wrong here? This thing seems to be pumping just fine. I mean, that seems to be like an average flow rate of like the 120 that it should be. So that's good. Have we connected actually 3 water pumps to this? Yes, we have. Have I connected all 3 water pumps to power? Yes, I have. Is this running? No, it's not. Why is this on standby? You're absolutely joking. This thing was turned off all along. Did we turn this off during the power outages because we were worried, like, because we didn't have enough power and never came back to it? This thing was just turned off. No wonder we don't have enough water if we're not pumping. Oh my god. Oh my god, this thing is on standby as well. I was so not aware that we had only 1 pump running. Of course we don't have enough water if the pumps are not running. I mean, that's great. Okay. Issue found, I guess. What in the world? I mean, seriously. Did any one of you expect that? Have you been yelling at me for like multiple episodes in a row that the things are not running? I have got no clue even like what was the last status quo on this and why in the world these things are not running. That is like 100% the explanation right there, I guess. Nothing else to think about. If you're not producing enough water, of course it doesn't run. Like, I mean, I think we maybe didn't need the 3rd water pump just yet, to be quite honest with you. Because, I don't think we put power shards into the coal power plants yet. So they are probably just pulling like 50 M3 of water each. But that means that they're pulling 150 in total. And 1 pump only supplies 120. So no wonder they were short. 2 pumps probably would have been fine. Honestly, 3rd one's the charm. Why in the world not? I guess it's going to be totally fine, and at least the pipeline is filled to the brink now with water that we can use for our coal power plants. Like, I mean, jeez, look, it's perfectly stable. The issue is gone. It's 300 M3 for flow rate, nice and stable, just like the other pipeline. I am so confused by that one, not gonna lie. This is like, I don't even freaking know anymore. Anyways, that should be fixed. I'm gonna go check out if it is fixed, I think, together with you all real quick, and then I'll probably go and make those cables so we can check that off, and then we'll finally actually look at not producing some new stuff, but actually scheming out what we kind of want to go for next in terms of the materials, and then kind of, you know, making plans for how to advance our megafactory. But look, the coal is flowing in. The plants are running. It's all beautiful. It's all glorious. I don't even freaking know. Just to check, I think these are not, yeah, so this is not power sharded, that is not power sharded. I'm not sure about the last one. I'm also very stuck now. Jeez. This one is. So, this one is using 91. That was the issue all along, right? This one is using 91 M3 a minute. Then we've got this one using 45, and that's already over the capacity of 1 pump. And then we've got another one that needs 45. So no wonder in the world that we were running out of water. But now it's fine. You can see the fill rate's constantly that 301 M3 a minute. This fluid buffer is filling up, and our power grid should be stable again. Good thing that we saw that earlier, I guess, at least, before these things started running out for us. Now, you know, they're nice and full, and we're not going to have any issues, and hopefully they're going to last us for another while and not be drained by some random power outages. Beautiful. I will go get the remainder of the cables manufactured that this thing hasn't made for us just yet, and then I'll see you on the other side. Alright, back we are. As you can see, more than 400 now. I only need like 371, so just overproduced a bit already ahead of time, so we have some to actually use in our production setups, right? But let's go and chuck these at the issue. And there we go with the industrial manufacturing milestone. So that's absolutely beautiful. Let's go and launch that pod. Just like that. Pod actually being launched for once.
A critical look at production line logistics and efficiency is recommended during integration.
And there we go.
The truck allows for increased efficiency in transportation, automated or otherwise. New project parts and progress to the next phase.
Oh, did I forget about this? I think we may have just unlocked a very cool toy indeed, along the industrial manufacturing processes. Look! Oh, it's beautiful. We can make a truck. Oh, we can one-up our tractor. I really want this thing. We need to try this out, most definitely. I've got no clue what we need to build it, but we need it. We need it in our lives. I know it right now. We've also got computers, which is very interesting. Nothing that I could see we can use just yet in at least the Phase 3. Maybe in the other milestones, though. Modular engines, important for Phase 3. Adaptive control units, same thing. Manufacturer, I think, is going to be important in order to just make all these. Because I feel like our assembler thingies that only can combine 2 parts into another part will probably get to their limits with this stuff. Oh, this is great. This is going to be beautiful. We've got this here too, which I'm very intrigued by. The thing is, I've still got no clue in the world how to make fabric. I think I had gotten a comment from Kristen regarding where to find... I don't even know what it was called that we need it for it. But I'm hoping that we maybe can get the materials that we need to research fabric from our doggos. So let's see about that. And then we've got these. This one here needs... yeah, so the fuel generator needs computers, which the fuel generator I feel like is going to be a good thing for the future. Not going to need it mega urgently, but we should keep it in mind. Got the conveyor belt Mark IV, which is... Oh, right, so... Wait. Oh, we have tier 6, so why does it not... Oh, right. Don't mind me. These are all in one milestone, of course. Caterium ore, also going to be a new thing. Then we've got the jetpack, for which we don't actually need that much. Ooh, I'm tempted. We need the packaged fuel, so we need a way to package fuel as well. But otherwise, we're not too far out from a jetpack anymore, everyone. That is cool. And then we've got the train, of course, which also needs computers. So that's beautiful. And, you know, these. So, I mean... Heavy modular frames is another point, which I think we can make these already, potentially. Not actually sure. I'm not seeing these here anywhere. Maybe we already researched those at some point. Yeah. Are we making these already? I'm actually not sure. We need to see. But okay, so in terms of what should our next research goal be, let's go and check with the doggos real quick what they have for us, maybe. We had here in the MAM, I think, the research objective for whatever the fabric thing would be. Oh yeah, micellar. Micellar is what we needed. This would give us fabric, which would be great. Nothing else really that would be like mega priority wise on the list. So let's go and check with the doggos real quick if any of them do have micellar. Hey buddy, you've got copper ore, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Come back to you later. I do remember, I think, that the doggos gave us some micellar for a start. That's how we have our original one. Sulfur is nice. So we will just have to check in with them every now and again. I think we had a third doggo somewhere at the back here, right? Do I remember correctly? Yes. Here's a third doggo. Hey, buddy. Haven't seen you in a while. How's life going? Wood. I'll take some wood. Thanks, mate. Okay, so no micellar yet. I really still don't know where to find it. I think Kristen wrote it in the comments in general, so we could probably go on an expedition for it. I just don't really know if it's that much of a priority, to be honest. We've got other important things to build as well. On the topic of sulfur, though, do have that here, and it takes 10. I kind of have the feeling I remember that we had some already. Oh, no. 100 iron ore. Go away. Did we have some already? That's caterium. I guess we had caterium already. No sulfur to be seen here. Okay, so that's something else that we need to stack up. I think it's 10 caterium, 10 sulfur or something, then we can do some research on that. So, no gas mask stuff or anything yet. If we had the fabric, we would just quickly do that, I guess. This one here, the packaged fuel. would be kind of interesting, I feel like. I'm not sure if we've got this production set up just yet. Otherwise, all of these need heavy frames, all of these need computers, and we do need to set this up. I think let's kind of postpone the milestone thing and focus on building these thingies up here. So, what we need for that, I think we may need a manufacturer to even have a look. Let's go back to the megafactory. I'll be back with you at the very top, and then we can maybe quickly just scheme this out. See you guys in 1 second. Alright everybody, I'm back, and look what I found. We've got versatile frameworks. I had no idea in the world we had already set these up. Goes to show you even more how badly we need some sort of signage in this factory telling us what we have where. If you have any clue if and how we can get some sort of signage going for this factory, please let me know down below in the comments. Would absolutely appreciate that. I think we need to organize things here a little better. But yeah, so looking at this, we've got a huge ton of these in order to use them already for phase 3, which is beautiful. It's going to be a lot of work getting all that transported over to the elevator, but in general, we have got those going. So that's nice. I mean, maybe we can even just go do a quick conveyor out and all the way over there. That transports them in for us until it's full, and then we delete that after the fact. But these we have good to go. What we don't have yet are these heavy frames. So that is something I think that we will need to set up. It's probably going to be our priority in the next episode. So we're going to go and set up the heavy frames, which requires just the normal frames and some steel, so shouldn't be all too complicated as long as we do have the supply. And then we will look at some of the more advanced products in the upper right hand corner that we still need for phase 3. I think those we do first, just due to the fact that it will probably take ages for them to be produced, and we do of course want to slowly progress through the phases as well. And then we will look at computers, because that seems to be the #1 thing that we do want for all the cool technologies that are really waiting for us to be explored. So that's kind of going to be a bit at a later phase. I think there's also circuit boards in the middle that we still need to make, so there's a few things on the list right there. But I think that just for a general sort of timeline of where we will be going with this, and then hopefully in the middle of this we can all somehow also reorganize this factory a bit in terms of signage, because I've got no clue what we're making or we're not making anymore, to be honest. There's way too many products in this factory at that point. So yeah, that's the list. We can unfortunately not really look into the manufacturer before we have those heavy frames, because we do need them for it. So that is also something that we need to take on then. The only other thing that I'm still very much interested in would be this truck and what we need for it. So you can see, I think the signal beacon thingies we should be able to make. Quite sure we made these for the tractors as well, so those are doable. We do need the heavy frames, we do need the computers. So whenever that is done, we'll finally also be making ourselves a truck, which should be glorious. I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to have a way bigger inventory than our tractor thus far. Who knows how well it is going to behave in terms of like driving properties, speed and everything. Very much looking forward to finding out on that one too. That one's definitely on the list. The second we get these materials, we will take care of getting ourselves one of these beautiful beasts. But that all has to wait until the next episode, unfortunately. Not too much progress today in terms of actually getting some new products going in the megafactory. I was really hoping we would get it going, but I think it was very important that we actually took care of these power issues for once. And I mean, holy moly, what a mess up that we did not have those pumps running. I mean, like, Jesus Christ. I don't even know how I forgot about that. But at least we've got things fixed now. Things are nice and stable. We've got all the power output we need. Should be very nice and stable power curve up here now. Now you can see we've got some actual capacity to work with, and we should be good to go to set up all these new productions and many more to come. So we will finally take care of that in the next episode then. For today, this has been it. I hope you all enjoyed it regardless. If you did, please make sure to smash that like button right down below. That does always help out a ton with the algorithm. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please consider subscribing right down below, as well as hitting that bell icon in order to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. But with all that out of the way then, as usual everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next episode very soon. Ciao.